shit.
Hightailed it out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go between them! Go between them! Are you crazy?
Welcome to my home.
Good morning. It is Saturday. Well, we're going to be going into the Saturday afternoon soon, but it's still morning here. So we got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to cover. We've had, I've had a busy week. It's, my daughter had her birthday, so then we take apart. We put up all the Christmas decorations. In order to do that, I have this closet right here, and in front of that closet is all my VHS tapes on a shelf. And in order to get to the Christmas stuff that's in the closet, I have to take everything out. So it tears apart the whole entire house, and then the house is just a disaster because all the Christmas stuff's out. So we do that every single year on her birthday. It's something that, it's been a tradition for at least the past 5 years now, and she's 7. So we've been doing it for quite a while. And so it's just a tradition. We put up the tree, it's her thing, but that's pretty much the official start of Christmas for us in the house. But when I was a kid growing up, the official start of Christmas was Black Friday. But now, like, you go to the stores and, Halloween's not even over and all the Christmas decorations are in the stores and they're trying to sell you all that stuff. But I've had a real busy week, but good morning. I have a different plan today. So normally I talk about right before we get into the sales, what's going on, all the new recommendations, all the new stuff that's coming out. I always talk about the Saturday afternoon recommendation, the movie I'm going to be watching. Got something a little different today because I didn't have the plan. I was super busy, but I had my Hamilton book order came in last night. So like 2 weeks ago, I think I put in an order. I think I ordered like 5 or 6 titles. And Hamilton Book, if you don't know, about them, definitely check them out. HamiltonBook.com. Just a great place to pick up DVDs, 4Ks, all kinds of stuff. Really, really cheap. Most of the titles I get are like $5 or $6 with $4 shipping, no matter how much you order. So I put in that order. The day it came in, I got an email from them that they got a whole bunch of new stuff. So then I put in a new order and I just opened it up. I haven't really had a chance to go through anything. A lot of there's a couple upgrades, but most everything in here is a blind buy because of how cheap it is. So this is all the stuff that came in yesterday. Oh, and this. So I grabbed a TV show for $6. Now this is something that when it was on TV, I completely missed it. But I got daughters in the house, and my youngest is super into Buffy and Angel and all those shows. So I think that'll be right up her alley. But I picked this up. So yeah, Hamilton Book. Not doing a boutique Blu-ray shill today, I guess. We're talking about Hamilton Book. It's a great place to buy movies. But this is something. So I made an expensive mistake. Actually, I made 2 expensive mistakes. So yesterday, also, this came. I pre-ordered this from France and forgot all about it. And then when the pre-orders went up for everything else, I also pre-ordered it from England. And I got my UK version like right away, like a couple days after launch. This just came today, so now I have 2 of them. I don't know what to do with it. It came from France, and actually, in my gripe of, I don't want to show you my shipping label and all that jazz, but this is how it was shipped right here. So it was shipped in this all the way from France from Amazon. I'm just like, I don't get it, but yeah, this one here, I have it, and even though it seems pretty good, the corner did rip open, and the corner's not damaged. It doesn't look like, but it's just they package it poorly, and it came all the way from France. So yeah, I have 2 of these now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I was like, part of me wants to open it because I got a pretty low number on the other one, and there was like 26,000 of these things, and I was like, I don't remember what my number is, but it's low. It's like in the hundreds or less than that, or it's low. And so I was like, oh, it kind of made me smile. But this, I was like, I kind of want to open it, see maybe there's a lower number in here. But then at the same time, I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I was like, it's an expensive mistake. I kind of don't want to send it back because I got to send it back to France. Like, that's kind of a crappy thing to do, and then wait for it, and then maybe it's not going to show up, kind of thing. So I was like, I might hold on to it for like giveaway, but it's like also I'm kind of tempted to open it to see if there's a lower number. But in the Hamilton book order, this was the other expensive mistake. So it was $45. I'm not collecting steel books anymore, and it came, and I thought it was my fault. It was totally my fault. But like I thought this was a premium edition with like a chunky box set, so I got the Desperado 4K. It was $45, and so it's just like I want it. I want the movie. I actually, when this was announced, I got rid of my Blu-ray. But then at the time when it came out, like I had other things going on. My wife was going on deployment. A lot more money was going out. So I canceled my order, and then I just kind of held off on it. I was like, you know what? I really need that. They had it, and I was like, do I spend the $60, $70 on all three of them? And I was like, I don't really think I like the first one. I saw it only once. And the third one, I had it on DVD for years, and I don't remember if I liked it or not. And I got rid of it because I never watched it. So I didn't feel I needed all three. But this one I did feel I needed, and now I have the Steelbook, and I know this doesn't make my top 25. I have to make that list, and so maybe it does, but this was never a day one purchase, so I just don't feel that it's a top 25 favorite film. I do love it, but yeah, now I have this Steelbook that I just don't think I need. But came from Hamilton Book. They did an excellent job on the packaging. And actually, this order was so big, I got a regular traditional box and not the stapled ends like they normally do. But it was pretty cool. So yeah, this was an expensive mistake, and so was that. So that was two things that came in yesterday. Very frustrating. But then as I got into these, most of these here are blind buys. And so we're just gonna run through them real quick because why not, right? So I picked up another TV show, MacGyver. I had this first season on DVD, so I'll get rid of that. And this was just a nice upgrade. $5 or $6, you really can't go wrong. But this one here was an upgrade. I had it on VHS. Honeymoon in Vegas. That's another great one. Nicolas Cage, James Caan. But this one, I never saw it. So I think I'm going to watch it today because I'm always talking about how I need more kung fu in my life. And Saturday afternoon is a great time for that. So it's Legend with Jet Li. I've never seen this one. And for me, it was just a no brainer. But then I picked up a couple other ones here, a lot of Olive Films. So I'm trying to get all of them. So this one here, I'm also going to be watching this afternoon. Some Kind of Hero. Never saw it. I actually thought it was a serious movie, but then on the front it says a new kind of comedy. So maybe it's like a dark comedy or, kind of like serious, but, some jokes. I don't know. Never saw this one. Looking forward to both of those. That's what I'm going to be watching. But yeah, this was my Hamilton book haul from yesterday. This is another one it's been on my radar for a while, and they had it for $6. I grabbed it, and then this one too, Kiefer Sutherland. So The Killing Time, another one. I've never seen it. Looking forward to those. But yeah, those are the two that I'm going to be getting into. More Olive Films, and then if you remember, I had a flood, a couple months ago or whatever, and it ruined a bunch of my movies. So this one I picked up. It was $5. It was a replacement because the cover was all damaged. It's a hard watch, but it's an interesting movie. It's a true story. It's definitely a hard watch though. But yeah, so that's what I picked up. I did all that. So we just changed it up a little bit. I don't have any movie recommendations because that's what I'm going to be doing, and they're blind buys for me. But the other thing I want to talk about, and good morning. I don't mean to ignore you. Hello, chat. Thanks for being here. We'll get to you in just a second. But this. So I've talked about how I switch out my covers or my cases. And so I picked up this whole box. I got 100 red DVD cases because a lot of my favorite movies are still, Echo cases. So this one here, Christmas Story, absolutely hate it. So I'm going to replace the case anyway, and I'm going to keep this because yes, I have this on the 4K. I have this. I don't think I have it on VHS, but I have this on multiple copies. One of my favorite films, one of my favorite Christmas films. And, this is going to look sharp with a red case. And how I know is I already started switching them. So I grabbed this one a couple years ago at, I think, Big Lots or something. So the Honeymooners Christmas Special. I think the red case just makes it pop. But then this one was my favorite. The Ninja Turtles one. I've showed this off before, but this documentary with the red case, I think it's just really sharp. So any DVDs that I'm going to be keeping like forever, and I'm not going to trade them in or get rid of them, totally going to be switching out to these red cases. But we're going to do this live right now because I have one and just see how I like it. Because, Christmas Story, it was going to get changed out anyway. Did that. But yeah, so I've been switching out these cases. I really do enjoy this part of like the customization. One, it's simple. You just buy something and switch it out. You don't have to like spend time making it. The custom covers, I'm working on that video, but it's little bit time consuming. It's time consuming. So I want to get that video out and we'll get it soon. But that's more complicated and time consuming than this. This was just really sharp. And look at that red case. It just makes the red letters pop. I really freaking love it. I don't know why everything went to that dumb black case. I get it. It's finances, money, blah, blah, blah. But give me this. Give me something sharp. So anyway, that's what I did. Those are my mistakes. That was that. We have some sales to get into. We have all the new stuff coming in. I'm excited. Let me know what you're excited for. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Thomas DiCarlo says, just finished a few episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger. I miss the good old days where any problem can be solved with a roundhouse kick. Now I'm ready for the morning show. Yes. Yes. A roundhouse kick in the morning. You can't go wrong. You really can't. Good morning, Wilkie's Movies and Music. Hamilton book is awesome. Yes, it is. Oh, and I do want to point out just to shill a little bit. So I did get the Christmas mugs in, and we do have another one. We have a new Christmas. Is it a mug? Yeah, it's a mug. We have a new mug, but it's going to be a shirt. We're going to put it on shirts later, and so I have that. It's the we'll show it. We'll show it off today. We'll show it off. But that's all that's live for Christmas, and the Halloween stuff sold out. But I think we're going to keep the Christmas stuff up all year round because if you want it, you want it. Obviously you don't have to buy it. We won't talk about it all year long, but they'll be up on the site. I just, people missed out on the Halloween stuff, and I kind of felt bad. So we're going to keep the Christmas stuff up all year round. Brent Madison, Hamilton book is great. Got an order in this week too. Sweet, sweet. Anything? And what'd you get? What'd you get? Anything special that maybe you want to recommend? Sell it. Oh well, yes. Let's see, and Edward Wackes. Hey, brother. Hey. Let's see. Wookiees Movies and Music says I ended up with 43 on my nightmare set. Yeah, so I got a low number, but I didn't get that low. I didn't see. Now I'm tempted to open up that box. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I seriously might save it for like a giveaway because I was like, I don't need to. I'm not saying. Juan talk. What's new? Oh, there's all kinds of stuff new. Fun as hell. Not my top 25. No, it's right. I love the movie. It is fun as hell. Definitely not 100 core favorites all the time. I can list off my top 5 all day. But like think 3,000 movies here. I was like, which one's better than that? I was like, there's a ton that I love. Obviously, all my core favorites from my childhood are going to make that top 25. But then to think about a top 100, I can't even. But I would assume Desperado makes that list. I constantly hit the not yet though. Yes. Yeah, I do that too. Let's see. Legend rules. Yes. Legend is a good one. Let's see. FI Hamilton book is great with returns if you need any for any reason. Oh yeah. No, I was like the Hamilton book one I have no problem with. There was like one time I've been ordering for years, and only one time did it come damaged, and it was completely not their fault. It was like some heavy box or whatever fell on the box, and all of I had like probably like 10 or 15 movies in there, and I think 3 of them were just crushed, completely crushed. And I would have been like, oh, you know what? Not a big deal. I have extra cases. I'll just put them in. But they were crushed so bad they tore the covers. And so then I just emailed them right away. And then they told us to keep the broken ones. And I was just like, whoa, that's weird. Like everyone else like wants them back. Or was like, you could totally be kind of shady. And I was like, I'm not promoting that at all. That was just kind of, but they were just really nice. It was just great. It was a great experience. Really enjoyed it. And they shipped it out right away. So like, yeah, they definitely have a great deal with returns. And I think it's kind of like a smaller mom and pop operation. Like I don't know all the details behind it, but like I really do enjoy buying from there. Want to talk cinema? The red cases look awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it, man. I really do. Really do. Black Friday sales on Amazon are great right now. Going to purchase a few things, waiting for the price to drop. Yeah, we're going to go through that. I'll bring up another browser and pull up just Amazon that I'm not signed into just to kind of show you what's there. But I'm just going to call off what I have in my cart right now. Some things I already own. So just like I put them in the cart just to kind of like leave them as like a placeholder. And then, some things that I'm like, oh, I definitely need to try to get this for Black Friday. So I'm going to probably put that order in soon, even though I just made a whole video how I complain about Amazon and I hate them. But yeah, it's like one of those things, man. Saving. Brett Madison says Hamilton book Blu-ray pickups. I am Steve McQueen. That's one I had my eye on. Alligator People, 10 Commandments, 4K. That's one I missed. I didn't notice that it was there, but I need to get it. Hammer Blu-ray. Oh, I love that. Love that. Sweet. Awesome. Enjoy your movies. All right. So we're going to dive into that. So we're going to dive into the sales. So right now, let me just pull up my notes so I don't, because I get sidetracked so easy. So here's the plan for today. So we're going to talk about Black Friday. The first thing that's coming out Black Friday is this. Let me just save this, share the screen. So this is coming out, and then we'll go into the sales. That's not what I want to do. We'll share this. So this is a movie. This is something I completely missed, but it's being released on Black Friday. I kind of like the cover. It looks like a little, not really I guess maybe it does look like a slip cover or slip box set. Interesting enough. But anyway, let me switch me over here. Night Train Murders on 4K coming out of Severin Films. So this one gets released Black Friday. It's on my radar. It's definitely not going to be a day one. I mean, if the price is right on Black Friday, maybe I'll pull the trigger. But obviously, I don't think of Severin Films when I'm thinking of Black Friday, Christmas. I am honestly trying to think of other people in the family. And even though I am the movie person and I love movies, they all really don't. So I actually do. I'd still try to get them movies and things that I know that they'll be into because that's all we do in the house. Like that's pretty much what I would rather. I would rather be watching a movie than do anything else. And so if I can get them into my hobby a little bit more by getting some of their favorites, Christmas is a great time, some stocking stuffers, and that's where I'm really thinking. So this one here, it's on my radar. I don't think I'm going to get it day one because it's like I'm the only one that would want to watch it anyway. So, but it definitely interesting. I'm going to check it out. So that one's on my radar. I've never seen it though. Complete blind buy for me. Let's see. There's that one. So that one's coming out Black Friday. Everything else is coming out in December and into next year. So we have that, but the Criterion sale's still going on until the end of the month. So November, always has the 50% off sale. And I was actually going to go. I wasn't going to go to the store. I only bought 2 titles this year. I bought the others, and I pre-ordered The Shape of Water. I absolutely love that film, one of my all-time favorites. And I am a Guillermo del Toro fanboy. Absolutely love all his films. So I kind of one of those guys. So I pre-ordered that. I'm excited for those. But then I wasn't going to go. I've gone every year. I've made a haul video. I've made a shopping video. I've made an in-store video. I've done that type of stuff. And I was like, everybody does that now. And so like, you don't really, I guess, need another opinion on the same thing of me going to the store and this is what I'm buying kind of thing. So I wasn't going to do it. But then my daughter's birthday was coming up. She really wanted lava lamps. And then, and so we went to the store to get that. And we were going to go to Spencer. So I was like, you know what? I got to stop. So we made a little video. It was like pouring rain. Like we were walking in. I was like talking about how we were going to go. And then I went. And then they didn't have anything that I would recommend because I wasn't gonna actually buy anything that day because I really am sticking to my just 2 criterions this month because of so much else was going on. And but I was gonna do like an in-store recommendations video. But I was like, as I went there or things that I would really want to buy, where are they? Oh, here they are. So these are the recommendations. These are the things that I would recommend if the sale's going on. So everything's 50% off, Blu-rays, 4Ks, all that. So if you have anything on your radar, definitely pick it up now. But it's these are the ones that I recommend pretty much anybody can get into because the one thing that always comes up with Criterion is they're a little bit, kind of outside their wheelhouse. Some of those movies are heavy, they're older movies, or they're just not interested. But this is the first one I would highly recommend. Great time to watch it this year. I just put this on my Thanksgiving watch list video out yesterday because this is something that The very, very beginning, it's not really a Christmas movie, but it takes place at Christmas time. The very beginning, Fred Savage is sitting there, he's sick, and you can see Christmas decorations outside, you can see snow, and some Christmas decorations in the house. So there's that. But the whole entire movie is that fantasy film, and at no point does it take place during a season as they're talking about the fantasy. But this one here, great one to pick up. I just absolutely love it. This is the Blu-ray, but then they did put out a 4K, and then now the Blu-ray comes in the standard case. So I never upgraded, but I think the Blu-ray looks great. But yeah, that's a great one. I would highly recommend anybody add to their collection. This is another one I would recommend. Repo Man, just a great one. This is something that, I bought it based on this, and I absolutely love the cover. But this was just a great Saturday afternoon film. If you never saw this one, it's got Emilio Estevez in it, and it's a bit of a sci-fi fantasy, not fantasy, but sci-fi, just a kind of black comedy thing. But really enjoy this one. And the next one here, this is one that comes up on pretty much any list anytime I'm talking about Criterions, and it's Frank Capra's Arsenic and Old Lace. This is one that I found last year, the year before, top notch, one of my favorites. Highly recommend it. It's black and white, Cary Grant, but it's like this comedy. The old ladies are murdering people, and the whole thing's a dark comedy. Really enjoy that one. The next one I recommend is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think this is a must own in anybody's collection, but all time classic film, and you really can't go wrong. So, Phoebe Cates, who can't remember that scene? It's been, since the internet's been around, it's been memed to death. But growing up, that was just a great scene. And the next one here is Time Bandits, Terry Gilliam. This is just a classic fantasy film and something that growing up in the 80s, this I think is just like a must own for anybody that likes, anybody that grew up in the 80s, but anybody that likes fantasy films, this is a great one. My kids love this one. My wife, not so much, but a couple years ago, I made my in laws watch it. And because when I go to their house, they make me watch sports, and I'm not a sports guy. So I did make them watch that a couple years ago, and I thought that was kind of funny. My wife was a little irritated, but those are my recommendations. That's what I would do if I was making a whole Criterion video, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Mr. Dan and horror. I've done the same thing. I get some of our old favorites for family movie nights. Yeah, that's just a nice thing because, like I said, they're not really movie people. Like they like them, they're fine, but they would usually rather do something else. My wife always wants to go camping and be outside, and I was like, I just want to be inside. So what we do is on the weekends, we have this tradition, and especially in this room, we treat it like a video rental store. We come up here and we all pick out a movie. So there's my youngest, my wife, myself. We end up with 3 movies, and then we have this, on Sundays we do 80s movie day. So we pick out nothing but 80s movies, usually on VCR tape, and then we watch it actually in this room. And then, on Saturday we'll pick out something, and it's, we'll have a theme, whether it's like a action or comedy, and we all pick out the same kind of genre, and then we just all watch them, and then we have a good time. We make some popcorn, have the family movie night, and it's something to look forward to. But yeah, we definitely save that for the weekends. But I'm watching a movie pretty much 3 movies a day if I can, but not really sitting down. Like they're always on in the background. The weekend is where I really get to sit down, unless I'm going to try to review something. Then I like force myself to sit down and watch something. But yeah, same thing. All right, so we got that. The Vinegar Syndrome sale is coming up. So let's pull that up. So no, there's nothing to talk about now. So in 5 days, so be aware the Vinegar Syndrome's coming up. So there's going to be a lot of people talking about that. We'll probably hit it up, next week. Talk about it then. And so the Amazon sale. So as we're coming in, let me just pull this up, share the screen, and then I will also pull up what I'm getting, what's in my cart. I'll just use my phone. That'll be better. Too much stuff going on the screen here. Yeah, so the Amazon has a great sale right now. There's a lot of the TGIF shows that I made a video recently about that. They're all like half off right now. So I know Family Matters was something that I only have the first season of that, so I'm going to try to get that. That's half off. And then let's see, Black Friday deals. Let's see, share this screen. Oh, it won't let me do that. All right, let me just. It won't let me pull up that browser. That's weird. It has to be a certain browser. So I'll just sign out. That'll be fine. Let's see. Amazon. I'll just sign out. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna bring it all up right now. I'm not gonna bring it all up right now because I don't know. It's not letting me sign out. It's not letting me use the other browser. But here is what I'm getting. Well, I can still pull that up then. Here's what I have in the cart. Things I recommend. You can go to Amazon right now. Check out their Black Friday stuff. Hit up the sale. As Here are the things that I have in my cart. So it's something I already own, but I definitely recommend it. I was talking about doing the family movie night and doing the TV shows. So Full House, the complete TV series, is 53% off right now. It's 39.99. I think I paid like 60 or 70 bucks, maybe even closer to the $80 price tag a few years ago at Target. So it definitely was always expensive. So 40 bucks for all the season of Full House. Um, Spartacus, the 4K Spartacus is $12 right now. The Paramount Scares is on sale as well. That's $40. Now, the reason I never got the Paramount Scares, and this conversation's come up a couple times. So the reason I never got it was because I have let's see where my internet's starting to crap out. I don't know if we're gonna last. All right, so I have Rosemary's Baby, Sweeney Todd. I didn't really care for Smile, and I don't like Pet Cemetery. So I didn't really see a need to buy that one because the one movie I never saw, it was like I didn't think it was worth it for me. It's kind of a cool box, but it's just I don't know. For me, it's not there. But then we have the Indiana Jones 4 movie collection is $53, the 4K, and I have that. I have the Steelbook version, which is kind of lackluster. This one here is not the Steelbook version. It looks like it's some kind of digipack, maybe, or just regular cases. All the discs are laid out in the picture, so not sure about that one. Um, yes, so that one's a great pickup for 50 bucks if you don't already have the Indiana Jones 4K set. Terminator 2, I love that film. I know it's controversial, the 4K on it, people talk about it all the time, but I think if your TV's calibrated just right, you don't get the things that people are complaining about on any of the 4Ks, especially that one. I thought it looked great, but it's 10 bucks. If it's something you want to add to your collection for 10 bucks, I don't think you can go wrong. One of my favorite movies, The Fifth Element, that 4K is $13 right now. And The Thing, the 4K Thing, is $11. So that's something I have the movie on a couple different formats. I don't have the 4K, so I'll be grabbing that for 11 bucks. And the movie I'm going to add, and my wife doesn't watch my show, so that's great. So the movie I'm going to add, and it's not a huge crazy price, but it was 26, and it's now it's 19. So I'm going to add that. Going to throw it in my wife's stocking. She's not even here, so she won't even be home until sometime after the spring, like beginning of summer, she'll be home. So I'm just gonna get it anyway. Major League. That's a movie she loves. I'm not like I said, I'm not a sports guy. We have a couple sports movies in the house, but they're usually her movies. So Major League, I think it's fine. I've seen it over the years, not sitting down from beginning to end. When I was a kid, I did. I watched it the one time and I thought it was whatever. It just was fine. But then since she's been in my life, she watches it every single year, at least once. And so over the years, I've seen it multiple times, but in bits and pieces. So I don't hate the film. It's not for me. So I'll be picking up that 4K. It's on sale. Few Good Men is another one. I only have the VHS, so picking that up on the 4K would be great. That one is $19 right now. Um, Let's see. Event Horizon. That's another great one. It's a movie I haven't seen in probably 20 years. I don't have it in the collection at all. That one's going to be 15.49 right now. The Family Matters complete series on DVD, that's half off, so that's $40. That's going to be going. I'm going to grab that. And there is a Criterion in here. So I said I was going to get two. It looks like I'm going to get three. This Ice Storm. I don't know. I saw there's something about it. I don't remember why. Let's see. Maybe I can figure that out. Let's see. Close that out. So why did I add the Ice Storm? I don't remember. But yeah, that's half off. That's $20. See, there either has to be like a theme about it or there has to be a specific person. I was just trying to collect all their movies. But that was added in at the beginning of the month and I never pulled the trigger. Oh, so Christina Ricci, Kevin Kline, probably Christina Ricci. 1973 suburbia middle class families experimenting with substance abuse and swinging lifestyles. Oh, I didn't even read any of this. Oh, but it's a Thanksgiving movie. That's why it was added into there because I went through all my Thanksgiving movies and then that one had come up. Somebody had mentioned it and I was like, I love Christina Ricci, so that's why I added it. But after reading that, it's like it's another one of those things where it's just like it might be a really good movie, but it doesn't sound like it's a family friendly movie. So it's one of those. Let's see. Good morning, Robo. Good morning. Ricky Vaughn, baby. Yeah. And Thomas says Major League is only the best sports comedy of all time. Well, it is, but it's like I don't hate it, but I'm not a sports guy. I was like, we have let's see, we have a few of the sports movies. So we have The Blind Side, we have Rudy, we have like those. But I just don't get into them. Like they're fine, they're good. But the only one that I really like is Invincible, and I was like, I even talked about that yesterday's video. But yeah, that's the one that I kind of get into. Like when it first came out, like the movie, the radio movie, that one with Cuba Gooding Jr. That story, it's got all the that stuff. I was into it. I was into it then, but I don't own the movie. The Friday Night Lights when that came out, I was into it. The one I rewatch that has a sports theme is Varsity Blues. I like that movie. I have it, and I watch it every couple years. That's one that I kind of get into, but it's not. It's got the whole the football theme around it, but I don't think it's really a football movie. So yeah, the actual sports movies, and you are right. It's probably one of the best sports comedies of all time, but it's just not for me, man. Yeah. All right. So as we're getting into that, so those are the sales. We covered the sales, but then in December, this is coming out, and I was kind of surprised by this because I constantly get in the comments, and I was like, I know differently. I think it's just trolls and people just being crappy people, but people are constantly saying in the comments that physical media is dead and stop buying this stuff, go to streaming. And I was just like, it's not. There's so much coming out. I can't even keep up anymore. Like there was a time where I would go to the store on Tuesday and there would be weeks where something would come out that I really didn't care for, I didn't need. And then there would be weeks where like 4 or 5 titles would come out that I really wanted and I'd grab like 2 or 3 and then the next week I would grab the other 2. It's just that's kind of how it was. I was able to kind of keep up with what I want. But now there's so much coming out that I want that I just can't keep up, and it's hard to do the upgrades and everything like that. So I don't think physical media is dying at all. But to see this, hold on, oh, is this cartoon from the 90s that I vaguely remember. I know I watched it, but I vaguely remember this, and I kind of probably forgot about it until I just saw this this week here. Toxic Crusaders. So this one here, it's the trauma. It's out of the Toxic Avenger character in the cartoon form. It's just something that reminds me of all those like rated R comedies back then. Ended up getting cartoon versions for the kids, and I don't know why they ever did that, but it was always fun because they had that one. They had Police Academy. They had the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. They had all those movies. But yeah, the Toxic Crusaders, I completely forgot about this one. It's coming out December 10th. And Yeah, it's 24.75 for the series. Looking forward to that one. I don't know if I'm gonna get it day one, but it's something I'm interested in. I might just buy it for myself for Christmas. But yeah, that's something that looking forward to. That comes out in December. And then this one here. So this one comes out, it says late 2024. I think somebody was posting about this on Twitter or Instagram, and they might have had a date on here, but right now I don't have a date. So it just says late. So I'm assuming it's coming out sometime in December. And it's a movie that it's completely passed me by. But I remember this movie poster. So this is something that came out way back in the 90s. And I just remember every time I was in the video rental store, it was there, like the movie poster. So it's something that always intrigued me. So I might be picking this up, but complete blind buy. And it's Graveyard Shift. So the 4K is coming out. Obviously, the Blu-ray's been out for a while, I guess. But yeah, late 2024. And yeah, I always liked that movie poster. This artwork here, I think, is a little different from that original movie poster, but very similar. It was like a skull with a helmet and the flashlight on the helmet. So that's something that I just kind of remember from my childhood. So I think I have to grab it. So it's something I'm interested in. But if you guys have seen it, let me know. I don't even know if it's like just like a really good horror movie or if it's one of those like horror comedies. Looking forward to it. Let's see. Um, Now this one is something that it came on our radar anyway because we've talked about it before. I love these movies. I love kung fu. I'm into it. And this one right here, a legend. So it comes out of Welgo, USA, Jackie Chan film. Always trying to add more kung fu into my life, and I have like a couple of the Jackie Chan films that were filmed in China, and then I have like Rush Hour series. Like that's pretty much it for my Jackie Chan. So I would definitely like to add a little bit more. And so this one here, I'm on the fence about. So I'm interested. Interested. Or is this the same one I just bought? Let me see. It says A Legend. Is it literally the same movie I just bought? I'm not even paying attention. Where is it? Where's that movie? Oh, I was just talking about it. So we got these away. So we have Convicts, Colette. Oh yeah, here. So this one here. Oh, this is The Legend. That's A Legend. Okay, so they are two different films. Two different films. So either way, looking forward to it. More kung fu is better, I guess. And yeah, that one I'm on the fence about. Did I add this in? Let's see. There it is. Yeah. So this one here, looking forward to it. It is comes out in January. So this one here, $20. It's probably going to be a day one purchase for me, just because I like I said, more kung fu is better. Let's see. And when did this one come out? This one is this a newer film? Yeah, it came out this year, so 2024, and then release date is 2025. So that is a newer film. That is another thing, though. So maybe I got to check out the trailer because a lot of the newer films, especially the Jackie Chan ones, they've been hit or miss. So I don't know about that. I'll check it out. I'm interested. I'm interested. Let's change it to interested. This is something that's coming out. This has been on my radar for, well, since the premium edition came out, that really expensive $70 premium edition. So this one here is getting a re-release, and it's getting a standard version now, which is totally fine. I might jump on this, even if it's a little bit of a higher price. I still have to watch the movie. I still want to watch it. This is one that I watched the trailer and I don't feel that it's in my wheelhouse. Everyone was super excited about it. Tons of people bought this one. They blind bought it. Everyone was talking about it. I felt like the way everybody was talking about this one, like I was completely missing out because like every single person was talking about how awesome this movie is, and I just have never seen it. But again, I watched the trailer and I just don't think it's in my wheelhouse. So I do want to try it out. I want to watch it first. But Trick or Treat is getting a standard edition coming out in March. And then that one here, actually, I really do like the artwork on that. The other versions of this, let's see. Yeah, that one I wasn't a fan of. Yeah, the all the premium editions, I actually don't really care for the artwork as much as this one. I like the whole pumpkin thing. I like what they're doing there. So if I do pick it up, it would be this version. That other one, I thought it was just too pricey for a blind buy, something that it just didn't really feel like it was in my wheelhouse. Now I have no problem spending that kind of money on other versions, but they have to be movies I love. And it's been, I guess, probably be. I I gotta find it like on DVD or somewhere and watch. That's what I got. Let's see. Of the imprint titles were just announced. I'm actually excited for them. I know most people don't really get excited over these imprint titles, but I do. I'm a huge imprint fanboy. 70s cinema. Where is the stuff? I had a bad. Here we go. So the imprint February now, they actually have quite a few here. And one thing I'm like excited for is the Swashbuckler. That's this pirate film. Here, let's see if I can go to it. Swashbuckler. This one is it's got James Earl Jones. It's a Earl Jones 70s pirate film. This one 100% was going to be a day one purchase for me. I'm trying to get all of them, and it's just imprint. I love everything they do, and even the few films where I was just kind of like, it's really not for me. I still really enjoyed it because it had that like almost like not really a rental, but that Saturday afternoon thing where it's just maybe it's a one and done. Maybe I'll get rid of the title, but it was just for me, it was totally worth it adding new stuff into the collection because there's so many times where I'm upgrading or I'm just buying or rebuying a movie that I've had, in my collection for the past 20 years. Like how many times have I bought Goonies? A ton. So it's just like adding stuff like this, I'm always intrigued. So this one 100% was a day one purchase for me. Now the other ones I'm on the fence about, like not really on the fence. Like I'm just if they were in the video rental store, I would pick up Swashbuckler. I don't know if I would pick up the other ones, but interested in watching them. This one here, the lipstick one, that one was another one I might be interested in. It's like it looks like a revenge film. You have Muriel Hemingway is in this one. I don't remember who else was in it, but that's one that I might pick up. It looks like a nice Saturday afternoon thriller. Did that screen still share? Yeah, it's still shared. Okay. And then let's see. This one, somebody else was releasing this one as well, The Lifeguard, because we just talked about this, I think, last week. So somebody else was releasing this. Imprint's releasing it February. The artwork's great on it. It looks like a beach movie, but probably it looks like a serious one. There's girls in bikinis, so I'm intrigued. But this one here, Woody Allen. So I am not super well versed in Woody Allen films. Now, as I talk about that, there's people that are either they love him or they hate him. But my dad could never stand Woody Allen, and I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea why. But it's just like we weren't allowed to rent Woody Allen films. Anytime his name got mentioned, he would go in this like mumbling under his breath, swearing like tirade. I don't know what Woody Allen did to my dad, but it's just one of those things that Woody Allen movies were never a part of my life, and I just never thought to get them. And as people talk about them and recommend them, I've always passed. But this last year, I watched The Jade Scorpion, and I actually liked the movie. I thought it was really fun, and so I would like to add more Woody Allen movies into my life. And this is one. This is another one. It's going to be a day one purchase for me. Looking forward to that one. All the rest, we'll see what else is coming out of that time period, and maybe I'll get them, maybe I won't. But I'm looking forward to those two specifically. I haven't seen either of them, so complete blind buys again. Looks like there's a lot of that this year. Adolfo Rivera says, I can't pick up Imprint because they usually get a 4K later, especially from Kino, like Bug and Body Parts. Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing I have a couple in my collection that the 4K has come out just like that, and I haven't upgraded because I have the imprint version. I think it's great. Usually it's a 2K scan or a decent transfer where to me it's no, why would I bother? Why would I spend the money on that double dip? So I completely agree with you, or I see your point. I don't necessarily agree. I see your point, but I definitely am just an imprint fanboy. It's the packaging. I like the packaging. I like the presentation. I've had every single one of my movies are great transfers, beautiful picture. So I get it, but I was like, I'm gonna be an imprint fanboy. Oh, morning, Chase. AV Pop Culture. Morning, everyone. Morning. Great guy. Check out his channel. Let's see. What else do we have coming out? We have. So those are the imprint titles. So the Eureka titles are also announced for February. And so these ones here. Now, there's a couple here. There's only one I think that is on my radar. The other ones I don't usually get too much from Eureka, and the few things I have gotten, it's because they were just impossible to get here. And the one thing I know off the top of my head is the Blackula. So I couldn't find it here at all, and so I got that one. So I don't have too many Eureka titles, but this one here is something that it's kind of on my radar. Legend of the Eight Samurai. Then there's Doctor Revenge and or Doctor Vampire. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Revenge. Doctor Vampire and Cirque in Germany. So those are what's coming out. But this is the one that I'm kind of interested in. Comes out February. Legend of the Eight Samurai. So it's just a rehash on that. Looks like kung fu. I'm gonna grab it. And I need to have this in my life. So that's the one that I'm interested in. And what was the price on? Is there a price on that one? Nope, no price yet. So this one here is going to be limited edition to 3,000 copies. So that's a little bit better than imprint does, where they usually do 1,500 copies. So maybe it might not be a day one for some people, but that's something I'm really interested in. Let's see what else we have. That one, and then so that's coming out. And then here's the last two here are stuff that I'm highly interested in. Now, I've said before, I'm not a huge disaster guy. My wife watches Twister all the time. I don't love those films. They're fine. They're one and dones. I watch them. They're okay. Now, Dante's Peak is coming out. They're getting this 4K. I think the revisit on it would be really fun. But I remember back then, it's a disaster film. So I liked it when I watched it. I thought it was fine. I've never revisited it. I've never had it in the collection. But as I think of like what movies my wife might like, she likes Twister. She might like this. So I don't know. I actually never even had the conversation with her because I never liked it. So this is something that I'm probably going to pick up, and revisiting it, I think, is going to be fun. But even after that, I'm not sure how often I'm going to watch it after that because, unless she really loves it. But other than that, like, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been a disaster guy. I don't know if you guys like that stuff, but the rewatch on it, like the rewatch on Twisters, I got bored, and it's just me. I know it's me. I know it's a good film. I get it's a good film. It's just like, I don't know. It's like the disaster when you know that there's no peril and you know the ending. It just kind of feels, I don't know, empty to me. Let's see. We got John Doe Juggalo. Hey, brother. We got Frank in here. Hey, brother. Not necessarily, Chase. So she loves Twister, but like we have almost 3,000 movies here, and out of that, she only really likes 10. And there's movies where I'm like, I don't understand how you don't like this movie. Now there's like complete movies like Hell Comes to Frogtown, which I absolutely love, or Howard the Duck that I absolutely love. And she tells me she hates them, and I get it. All right, fine, you don't like it. But there's a ton of movies here where I'm like, how do you not like this film? So she's a very, very, very picky person. So it's possible that she would, but at the same time, it's possible that she could say it's the worst movie ever. She's not a very easy person to please. But yeah, Twisters. So far in the new ones that are coming out, like she likes Twister. She hated Twisters. She absolutely hated that one. and then Major League. She loves Major League, so well, I'll be picking that up on the Amazon. What is it? The Amazon Black Friday sale. So picking that up for her. There's that. She likes, she likes movies like Red Dawn. Obviously the classics, Goonies. Like she likes those types of movies. But like I'm telling you, out of all the movies that we have, there might be 10 movies that she loves. We have that one. So yeah, I am looking forward to revisiting it. And like I said, I might just buy it and then hopefully she likes it. She likes what is it? Clear and Present Danger. She likes those types of movies. She liked The Fugitive. That's really her bag. But then other movies that are still in that same genre or very very similar, she's not really into. Like the U.S. Marshals, the sequel to Fugitive. I don't think she liked that one. I like that one. Anything with Sam Jackson in it, she hates it. Except for Deep Blue Sea, she likes that one because the shark eats him. So let's see, Uncle Buck. That's one. I absolutely love this movie. I've been watching it since I was a kid. It got the 4K announcement, so this is something that it's going to be a day one purchase for me. But also, it is a great uh, movie to watch during Thanksgiving. Like it doesn't really take place during the holiday, but I think it's just a great family film. Thanksgiving time, my family always rented this one, so we've been watching it since I was like a little kid, and I've carried it on to my family. We watch it all the time, but there's snow on the ground. I don't think they ever say any time they mentioned what time of year it is, but obviously the school is still in session. So anytime between like now and as the snow starts to melt, I think you can pretty much watch that film. But Thanksgiving weekend for me, Uncle Buck is a perfect one. Glad to be getting this one, but it is coming out in February, and that's usually when the snow is melting. Now, I live in Virginia, so we almost never get snow. Yesterday, I had to turn the heat on because it was so cold, but today it's hot as hell. The air conditioning's on. So it's one of those things that I live in an area where it's frustrating because I grew up in central New York. And so these types of movies, like as soon as the snow would hit the ground, I'd be watching them. And now I kind of have to go, oh, yeah, it's time to watch these because of the season. So it's one of those things that I can't look outside anymore and just see the cold weather. But this is going to be a day one purchase. Looking forward to this. And I think it's just a great pickup for February. And coming out of Kino Lorber, like I said before, they do a great job. I love the 4K transfers that they have. I have I think two of them right now. I know Out of Sight is one that I have, and I think they do a great job on the transfers. Love them, and the only thing I would always gripe is the packaging. But if they put more money into the transfer, into the release, and getting more movies, more power to them. I don't need all that premium packaging. I can go elsewhere for that. So that's just my thing. 2 cents. LOL sounds like my wife. Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, wives or something. I was like, gotta love them, but they don't love your movies, I guess. John Doe Juggalo says, my wife watched movies because I watch movies. Yes, so that was a thing too, and so that's something that it's been very frustrating lately. So my wife has always done that same thing. She sits on the sofa and watches the movie, but now she does this. And so she doesn't watch the movie. And so even if it's a movie that she really enjoys, very rarely does she put the phone down, which is why we implemented that like weekend thing where, we come up here, we pick a movie, we treat it like a rental, and then we actually plan to watch movies together as a family. And then we put the phones away. The phones go in the bowl. You don't have to worry about it. There's no issues. No issues. And so there's that. But anytime I want to like try to get her into a movie, she doesn't care. Like most of the time, like she's a, she's a, she's something. I love her to death, but like she won't pick a movie very rarely unless she's all by herself. Then she'll pick something. She won't pick a movie because I don't know why. And then when you pick something, she has her 2 cents where she's like, oh, I hate this film. Like if I put in Howard the Duck, she's like, oh, I hate this film, and they're like, and wants to tell me how much she's disgusted by it. But then she sits there and just plays on her phone anyway. But then if I put a movie that she likes, like Goonies, she's seen it a million times. Same thing. She sits on the sofa and then scrolls through her phone. So it's it's just one of those things that, yeah, it's like I don't get it. I don't get it. The whole like I would love the phones to just kind of be back on the wall, like the old landline, like no cell phone. Like I don't know, just a bit of a better experience. But she's constantly scrolling. But she's not active on social media either. Like she doesn't post things. She doesn't take pictures of herself. She doesn't like do that and like post the pictures, but she's like a watcher. Like remember when like I don't know, my grandparents used to go to the mall when I was a kid, and watch people. They would just sit there and watch people and then make fun of them and talk about them, and like my grandparents did that. This is kind of what she does with social media. She just kind of scrolls through it and then like chuckles, or she sends something to her sister, but like she never posts anything. So I just think it's kind of funny. Um, yes, the TikTok mind needs to be shut off. I had the same problem with my wife. Yeah, right. Then it's just constant, man, constant. Love them to death, but social media is ruining them. John Doe Juggalo. Sounds like me. Sounds to me like a few of us guys got wives that are similar. Yes. Well, that's, I guess, we're all kind of similar. We like the same things. We like movies. We like talking about them. So it's just like it would make sense. We have the same kind of wives. Would make sense. So yeah, that's that. We've been going for about an hour. I don't know if I'm going to wrap it up anytime soon, but that was everything that we were going to talk about. Normally, it takes a while to get through that stuff, but I do appreciate everybody for being here. If you guys have any questions or you want to go on, we can go a little bit longer because my kid isn't knocking on the door yet. But I did want to talk about. Oh, this was another thing I picked up at the Hamilton book thing. So I watched it last night with my daughter. I still don't like the movie, but I picked it up because it was cheap and nostalgia. So this was it was a Best Buy exclusive, but I was able to pick it up at Hamilton Book for like $5 or $6, and it was the Mummy. And I don't like this movie, and I hated it less this time around because there was no hype around it, and there wasn't all this talk and the excitement of the sequels that were going to be coming and this whole dark universe that they were building. But I actually like this. I'm not a huge like digi book collector. I was never that guy, but this one here, I think it looks pretty sharp. And for the $5 or $6 that it was, my daughter absolutely loves this film, and she loves it because the mummy's a girl and there's some fighting, and she doesn't get the entire concept. But for her, and so looking at it with those eyes is like just a stupid popcorn flick. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I did the first time. The first time I watched this, I was like, yeah, this took so much influence from so many other films and then crammed it in here and didn't make it their own thing. They just kind of they left everything unpolished, and then it just kind of kept twisting and turning. So this is when I first watched this, I was very, very disappointed. All my older kids were very disappointed by this, and so it's something that we never had. But then as I watch, my younger one, she's into anything supernatural and anything and any of these like girl boss movies where the girl's kind of a badass. My 7-year-old is super into it. So I picked it up, but it really was that right there, only at Best Buy, that just kind of suckered me in. So the nostalgia, missing stuff at Best Buy, I was like, I grabbed it. But I didn't hate it this time around. I didn't hate it this time around. Still not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite Mummy film, but that was fun. But then this one, I rewatched this one recently. I was like, highly recommend this movie, and this is just great for this time of year. So it's something I saw like 20 years ago. I rented it, completely forgot about it until this 4K was announced. So this was a day one purchase. Absolutely love this film. So if you have not seen this, this is a high recommend for me. So that's pretty much all I've done all week. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks everybody for being here, and remember to watch a movie today. And I'll catch you guys next time.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, don't give me a pat. That's fine.